Welcome to part 17 of our series, Secrets of Glessner House. Today, we are going to share a couple of interesting discoveries made underground during recent construction projects that have helped us to understand how rainwater was reused by the Glessners. A cistern is a structure, usually made of masonry, designed to collect rainwater for reuse. The concept dates back thousands of years, and early examples have been found in dry climates where conservation of water was especially important. The cistern in the Moroccan city of El Hadida is unusually elaborate. It was built by the Portuguese in the early 1500s as an armory and was later converted to use as a cistern. It remains a top tourist attraction to this day and even appeared in the 1952 movie Othello with Orson Welles. Most cisterns were much more utilitarian. This diagram shows a structure similar to what was found on the Glessners' property. Cisterns were usually lined with lime plaster to make them easy to clean. This diagram shows a pump at the top. The Glessners did not have pumps, but they did have what they referred to as hydrants for attaching water hoses. Today, we would call the hydrants hose bibs or spigots. In 2013, excavation took place on the Prairie Avenue side of the house to address an issue with water from the front downspouts not draining properly into the sewer. It was here that we made our first discovery. While digging in the parkway, this piece of limestone was unearthed about a foot beneath the lawn. It is 42 inches wide and has an iron manhole cover at the center. We are looking at the underside of the cover, showing the ribbing that gives the cover its structural support. A review of the building specifications noted the installation of a manhole cover on Prairie Avenue. Although the dimensions are slightly different, the description otherwise matched what was discovered and provided a clue as to what else might be found deeper down. In this photo of the house, taken by George Glessner about 1888, the manhole cover is barely visible in the parkway, just to the right of an old tree. Here we see a detail of that photo, and the manhole cover and surrounding piece of limestone are clearly visible, confirming that originally they were installed at ground level. The next mystery to solve was what would have been underneath. Excavation by the plumbers soon uncovered the remnants of a seepage pit. In these two images, you can see a portion of the brick wall which would have formed the pit, the diameter of which would have been about 3 feet, based on the building specifications. A seepage pit would collect rainwater from the downspouts, and the loose masonry walls would allow the water to slowly seep into the surrounding soil. It turns out our front downspouts ran into this pit and did not run to the sewer in the street. The pit collapsed years ago, and that started the ongoing issue we had with drainage. The cover shows the name of the company that installed the pit, E. Baggett. At the time Glessner House was built, Edward Baggett was the largest plumbing and gas contractor in Chicago. The fragment of a tag shown at the top was found beneath the floorboards during the recent restoration of Fanny's bedroom. This tag, and the company name on the manhole cover, confirms that Baggett's firm was responsible for both the plumbing and the gas lines in the house. After the sewer work was completed, the original manhole cover and limestone frame were repaired and reinstalled in their original location in the parkway along Prairie Avenue, making them visible for the first time in decades. In March 2021, work started on Phase 2 of our geothermal project, which involved extensive excavation of the courtyard. Little did we know what was waiting to be discovered a few feet south of the dining room bay window, the location of which is shown with the red star. Unlike the seepage pit cover, historic photos of the courtyard do not show any indication that there was something underground at this location, so this discovery was even more unexpected. Trenching for the tubing running from the geothermal wells into the building cut directly through an original cistern located about 8 feet south of the bay window. To either side of the trench could be seen sections of the cistern wall, which was constructed of 2 widths of brick with a thick layer of plaster on the interior. The curve of the surviving sections indicated that the cistern was about 6 to 7 feet in diameter. Here we see a surviving section of one of the clay pipes that would have fed water directly into the cistern from one of the downspouts. There were probably 3 or 4 downspouts that fed into this cistern. This is the largest surviving section of the cistern, and here you can see the curve of the wall, which still has its plaster intact. A section of this wall, about 12 by 12 inches square, was carefully removed to be preserved in the archives. Within a couple of days, the trench was filled in and the cistern disappeared once again. There is another cistern on the property which is still intact, allowing us to see how it is constructed on the interior. This cistern is located in the south half of the coach house, in that portion originally occupied by the horse stalls. The water was probably used to wash the horses. You will see the name of E. Baggett on this cover, just as we did on the cover for the Seepage Pit. Here we can see the inside of this cistern, which is smaller in size than the one discovered in the courtyard. The brick walls still have some of the original plaster intact. The ledge, visible at the bottom of the image, was probably installed to serve as a step for the person who would go in to clean the cistern. The 3 red stars show the water lines coming into the cistern from the downspouts. The blue star shows the overflow line out of the cistern, which would keep the top of the water below floor level. Cisterns are still widely used today, as are seepage pits, although the latter are typically now used with septic tanks. These systems, as well as rain barrels, are all considered environmentally friendly ways to avoid overloading sewer systems with rainwater. We hope you have enjoyed learning about discoveries made during recent construction projects and how it expanded our understanding of the Glessners' conservation of rainwater in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Tune in next time when another secret will be revealed.